my name is Jamie and this is the start of your practice IELTS speaking test. Can you introduce yourself?
My name is Hai. I'm 12 years old.
And can you tell me about some of your hobbies?
My hobby is listening to music. I love listening to music because it makes me feel relaxed, and I usually listen to happy songs because it makes me feel better.
Good. Okay. So starting with part one, we're going to talk about being patient. So what do you do while you're waiting for something? For example, while you're waiting for a bus.
As you know, I love listening to music, and I always listen to music while waiting for the bus because I feel like the time goes faster when I listen to music.
Good. And is there ever a time that you have lost your patience?
Yes, I have. I have lost my patience when I have a meeting with my friend and she was late, and I got mad easily with her, and I couldn't control my feeling, and I feel so bad.
And so do you think generally that you are a patient person?
No, I'm not, because I could get mad easily when waiting for something, because I feel like I'm wasting my time for nothing, so I hate waiting for someone for too long.
And do you think people in Vietnam are generally patient?
You know, Hanoi is famous for the traffic jam, and traffic jam happens in Hanoi every day, especially in rush hour when people start coming home after work or school. That's the main reason of the traffic jam. And most of Vietnamese people, instead of waiting for it, they always press the horn or even shout to the people in front of them. So I think most of Vietnamese people are not a patient person.
Okay. All right, so moving on to part two. Part two, you're going to talk about an interesting old object. So you will describe it, saying what it is, where it came from, how long your family has had it, and then explain why you think that your family has kept it for so long as well. So first I will give you 1 minute to write some notes, and then you will try to talk for 1 minute about the object. About 30 seconds left. Okay, so time up for writing, so you got some time. Now tell me about the old object.
I am really interested in a tree in the backyard of my house. As my father told me that the tree has been there for 20 years ago, and nobody knows where did it come from or who grew it. And I really love this tree because it goes with my childhood memories. It brings us fruit because it is an apple tree. So I really appreciate this tree.
Okay, very good. So moving on to part three, we're going to talk about history. First, talking about the value of the past. So why do you think that people keep things that remind them of the past?
I think people like to keep things that remind them of the past because they want to find the old feelings or the old memories that they used to have. So they want to keep old things with them so they couldn't forget the memories.
Okay. And do you think that all historic buildings should be kept?
For me, I think all historic buildings should be kept because it preserves tradition, history, and architecture styles from the past. Yeah.
Okay, good. And do you think that objects made in the past are better than objects that are made now?
In my opinion, objects that made in the past and modern objects all have their own function. For example, modern object cannot have the function that the old one have. So all objects and modern objects cannot be compared because of this.
Good. So next we're going to talk about museums. So first, can you tell me what type of museums do we have in Vietnam?
There are lots of kind of museum in Vietnam, like history music, art museum. And my favorite one is art museum because I love drawing. And when coming to the art museum, I could develop my knowledge in art.
And do you think that museums are the best way of teaching people about the past?
For me, museum are not the best way, but it's the good way for learning about the past. Because instead of sitting in the class, listening to teacher talking about history, we could go to the museum and directly see the things from the past. So this can make the lesson more interesting.
Good. And in the future, how do you think that museums could get more people to come?
The museum could do more advertisement on social media because nowadays many people use social media, and they also can take some picture about things that they display. So this may attract lots of people that are curious about all things.
Okay, very good. So that brings us to the end of our speaking test. Well done, that was very good.